Hello everyone, this is Josh with BACA Systems. I'm going to show you today how to maintenance the tool collet for the spindles of the Sync Pro and the EdgeXL. This one's already out. I'll show you how to get it out in a little bit on the next video. That's a little tricky. But once you have it out, first thing you want to do is wipe it down. Obviously, this is a brand new one. But once it's all clean, wiped down a little bit so you can see what you're doing. What you want to do is you want to pull straight out, like this, straight out a little bit. Okay. And once we do that, we can lift it back, and it'll unseat, and then we can just slip it out from underneath the snap ring. We do not want to stretch this out. That would be very bad if you stretch this ring out. That's what keeps all the pedals in place. So again, we'll do the same thing. Pull it out a little bit, and that's so it unseats from here. You see that? Because if you just try to, on the first one, you have to do that. On the other ones, you can kind of just pick and go like that. So you just roll them back and then they're fine. But the first one, you have to pick up. Okay, there's that. Leave the spring there. Leave it in place. And now what you need to do is you need to make sure this entire thing is clean. Okay, wipe it all down, use some degreaser, make sure your threads aren't messed up. Do not lose the washer. Depending on your machine, it'll have one of these, 3 of these, or actually have an actual wide spacer. The spacer is usually just on the EdgeXLs, but on these Sync Pros, as we are replacing or maintaining these, we're adding more washers. And what that does is it lowers it down into the cavity a little bit more and allows it to this part to press against the top of the cone, so when it ejects, it actually physically pushes it out of the cone and unseats it. So once we have everything apart, everything like this, if this part comes out with it, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It stays. On this machine, it came out with it. Same thing, just take it apart, clean it up. This has O-rings on it. The small one, so you have 2 different size O-rings here, 2 different thicknesses. The small one is at the bottom, goes down in the bottom cavity, and the big one goes here, and these recesses here are for a wrench, and these go towards like this. That's how this sits. This is like that. Okay. So everything's cleaned up, and anytime we are dealing on these with these machines, if we're greasing anything, we grease everything. Any contact surface, any metal to metal contact surface gets greased. That's mechanical parts, that's tooling you're assembling, every single thing that has metal to metal contact, we grease. And this stuff is by far the best. This stuff does not wash out, it does not get slung off, it stays for years. So I recommend this stuff. You get it at AutoZone. AutoZone always has it. Other auto parts stores may have it, but AutoZone definitely always has it. I'm just gonna move this up just a little bit. A coating, I don't need a pile of grease on it, just a coating of grease. Okay, and same thing with these fingers. Before you start greasing these, what we want to do, let me clean this off. We want to look for imperfections, because right here, so this is the outside, this is what you see whenever it's assembled. The inside, right here, this little spot, right there, is all that makes contact with the top of the retention knob of the tool. If there is any damage here or along this, it needs replaced. These will flake, they'll indent, they'll be damaged one way or the other. If it looks like this, all pretty and sharp and everything else, that's okay, but any damage in here whatsoever, might as well just replace it. So like here's an old one, and if you look, this thing is so worn out, it's not sharp here anymore, it's all rounded over. So this one's really bad. This has never been maintenance. So it's all worn out. It's not even the same thickness. I mean, you can I'm gonna get it turned around the same. I mean, they're no longer the same thickness down here where it actually grabs a hold of the retention knob. So this is junk. Throw it away. Okay. And then we'll just keep greasing. Greasing. And yes, you are going to get grease all over yourself. It doesn't bother me so much. Okay, so I've got the first one. The first one's the hardest. So I hook it right here. You see? Hook it, and then just kind of roll the spring into it. Like that. I kind of guided it with my finger. And then make sure it's in between these two little, see these little set pins that are sticking out there? Make sure it sits in between there. And after that, you'll do the same thing. Just grease it up. Start with the corner. So let me see. There we go, my fat hand's in the way. Just kind of hook it. And then roll it. Use your finger to help guide it. Like that. All up inside here. There we go. It's all cleaned up, lubricated. Don't forget your washers, and then you can install it. That'll be on the other video.